Hello, hello everyone. Thank you for joining for this first training that we are doing in our student SketchUp competition for the Baltic countries. Nice to see you, students. Nice that you are joining for the trainings. Yes, today we are having the Kārlis Bruņenieks from Latvia, the main kind of figure for this 3D model to present. And also a little bit late, but 5 minutes later, will join architect Ingurds from Latvia as well. Yeah, he is the kind of expert in all of the bridges constructions. He's designed few bridges in Latvia and one of the most expensive bridge in Europe as well, the Dievinibuts bridge.
The end with the tilt.
Yeah, this one. Yeah. So he will give some insights, yeah, but basically now the main important is the model itself. Currently in the competition, we are having 60 students actually joined, registered for the competition to participate. So it's quite a big competition, I would say. Okay, so yeah, thank you. Let's not take much more time. By the way, this training is being recorded. So of course, later on in all of the communication, I will add this recording as well to see the trainings later on. Okay, thank you. So Carlos, please, the screen is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Until we wait for Ingurds, I wanted to introduce to show what I'm using from an interesting device from one of our competition partners as well. Let me find the screen first. So finally, I got it set up properly. So our competition partner is 3D Connection that provides some fantastic devices made for architects, interior designers, anyone from manufacturing industry. It's like Logitech high-end devices that help with simple drafting as high-end CAD mouse. Also, things like keyboards and space mice. What's a space mouse? It's a joystick that allows you to add 6 levels of freedom when moving around in your SketchUp projects. The one I started to use already, I think 10 years ago, is the smallest one. Space Mouse Compact. I still have it connected to my computer, but when working on site somewhere else, I usually use the wireless version as well. And the thing I love as well is in one of these kits, they have fantastic tools for travel, like the cases. And as I have a cat with white fur, then these mats are also fantastic. They are these hard ones that don't attract any fur, and easy to clean as well. So it's a fantastic device if you use any 3D modeling software every day, and to show how it looks inside of SketchUp, for instance, you don't have to think about moving in 3D space. Simply using the joystick, I can zoom in, stop somewhere, look around without even touching the regular mouse or the keyboard. And what's great, it allows you to also model and navigate in 3D space at the same time. So if I draw something, I still have my tools active, and no problem. I'm still not even thinking about navigating in 3D space, just being in there. Also, fantastic thing with it is that if you use multiple 3D software tools, that the navigation in all of them would be the same. You don't have to think about what other shortcuts I need to use while using the 3D mouse or a regular mouse, right? And just plain easier to work inside of SketchUp. Also, it's fantastic for presenting your design because with regular tools, usually you have this jumping around in the 3D scene. But with a 3D mouse, it's a smooth motion. This is why a lot of architects love to use it during live presentations of their 3D models. Also, if you're using things like real-time rendering tools like Enscape, it's also a fantastic, easy way how to move in the space. You don't need to use an Xbox controller or a keyboard. It's just a bit more natural way how to work in 3D, right? This is why we always partner with 3D Connection to give these devices as one of the prizes in competitions, and what I suggest always as a fantastic gift if you're planning to think of something for Christmas, right? For a designer friend or architect. So that's about the prize. And so Trimble has introduced many energy analysis tools inside of SketchUp that will allow you to work efficiently in this pre-design phase we're talking about today. So one of the first tools they had is Saphira. A bit newer one is Daylight Analysis tool. It's available for free right now. You can install it from the extension warehouse. But one of the most useful ones for students is pre-design. Just fantastic for any architectural student or even anyone working on inside or outside space. Why? Because even before, okay, it's crashed. Even before you're creating your design, you can analyze the natural light, wind, the climate itself, and see what kind of response you have to make as a designer to make it more livable. So if you just search for SketchUp pre-design, you'll see I already had made a few projects before. There are some demo ones, and the latest one I just created. Only thing I had to set up is what kind of building I'm creating to analyze and what's the location. If it's available in other parts of the world, you can even select specific weather stations. So I'm going to open up the project. The first thing that I can see is the site context. This is the closest one I selected to our site, but in the grand scheme of things, there's no big difference right now. So in the site context, there's the very simple installation analysis. Then in the section called seasons, what I can see is, so what's the average temperature in this season, precipitation amount, prevailing winds, daylight hours, and what's the energy demand for heating or cooling in these places. So that's the first one. Already for there's also architectural response section showing in what would be the most efficient ways how to improve these spaces. So, and a little over here, you can see when is the most important response necessary. So, for instance, throughout most of the year, we need to simply provide shelter from the cold. In these months, you can bring the outside inside. And in the summer months, of course, it's the opposite. On almost no occasions, you have to shelter from the heat. As you know, in Latvia and Baltics, that's the best way it happened to be outside. No one is hiding from the heat. There's similarly for glazing, you can choose a facade, and there's suggestions for glazing or shading as well. Which one would be the most efficient one in the selected facade? But for us, what's important is if we make our design somewhere on this bridge. So what are the things that are the most necessary ones? For instance, you can see simply by percentage, one of the most important ones is windbreaks. The next one is heating, then rain cover. There's no need for extra air movement, and a bit more for sun shading and lighting, of course. And lower, you can also see for each of these interventions, how the average usability of this space increases. So simply a fantastic tool to gather data to then present to your teachers, and even before you start modeling, sketching anything. Other things, at least for Riga, it's very easy to find maps that show the acoustic pollution from different kinds of sources. For instance, cars from city streets, or in this instance, there's a simple map that shows the acoustic pollution from the railway, either choosing on daytime or throughout the whole day. But we can clearly see one of the highest biggest problems is right here. So acoustic pollution, noise is something you have to think about in such a place right next to the railway. Well, the good thing is that at least in this section, next to the central station, usually the trains don't go so fast yet, and closer to Zaķisala, they speed up. There's much more. You can see a lot more acoustic pollution here, over 80 decibels. So that's from some of these sources. Okay, and then going back to SketchUp. For in a pre-design phase, now I need to add some context in my 3D model. The easiest thing to do is just choose Add Location from Geolocation section, Here, SketchUp somehow knows that I'm in Riga. I'm just going to choose my location. Was I can also change the north as offset. Usually, if you add some extra data like point clouds, it's better to set it at 0. So we don't have this extra correction. Then I'll choose set geolocation. Then I'll choose add context, where I can bring in orthophoto maps, 3D buildings, and even the elevated site. So I can see that if I bring everything inside, I'll see these buildings as well. I'll choose the elevated site. I'll see what I can get from terrain mesh and building footprints as well. So simply choosing to import this context. Great. Now I see that I'm in Riga. This axis shows the north direction. I have the orthophoto and 3D buildings as well. So already with this, I could create a simple visual installation analysis. And if you need more detailed 3D buildings, at least in Riga, then under 3D warehouse profile, SketchUp Latvia, we have a collection called, where is it? Riga 3D, where you have geolocated 3D models of all the Riga suburbs. For instance, here's one for Vecpilsēta, Old Riga. And one tip is you first usually have to save the file, and then it should jump right in the proper location if it's geolocated. Simply try to download it right here. All right, see where it jumps in right now. I have optimized all these models, so even if it's quite massive in size, all the lines are hidden, so SketchUp doesn't crash that easily. So, oh, it was quite close actually. So, I'm gonna turn off in tags all the 3D buildings. So now I get a little more interesting view, right? At least. So I'm gonna save this file, safety's sake. And in the next step, how I could add some more context, because the bridges are not yet available inside the 3D warehouse. Riga City right now is working on a project where they're 3D modeling all bridges in Riga, and later on they should be available as quality 3D models as well. But right now they're not there yet. What are the options? One easy way how to add extra context is using SketchUp for iPad version. One example is this site, very simple one. Just last 2 years ago, I created a simple kind of playhouse in kindergarten for my daughter. So the first step was I just took SketchUp for iPad version and created a simple 3D scan with the scan to design feature. And already after creating some mock-ups of the model, the design, I could add it in this space and see what would be the best position here. Also, if you have the SketchUp for iPad version, it's a fantastic way how to then present to project stakeholders how this design could look in this space, and have a short video about it. I just screen recorded how I can present in with this AR, augmented reality feature from SketchUp application. So you can even go inside of the design house. We show just the director of the kindergarten ordered all the materials, and later on just created it and created the plans for the space, and in 2 days we created the house as well. So that's a simple way how to use it. This method is called photogrammetric scanning, and it produces this dense mesh where you can't really edit anything. I can delete some of the parts as well if they are not needed, but the accuracy is something like for the best result 5 centimeters. So that's one way. Enough for simple projects, but the problem is the scale. So you're not able to scan anything that's higher than 5-6 meters from the camera. Because for this in SketchUp application, you need SketchUp for iPad Pro, because it has a LiDAR scanner that helps to produce this accurate presentation and scan as well. The other option is I in this site I didn't go around scanning with iPad because I knew maybe I could scan this spot in a good way. I could actually present my design from when being here as well, but not for the bigger object. One problem with scanning with photogrammetric tools is it eats up quite a lot of RAM for the device. So if you're scanning 5 centimeter accuracy, I could maybe go around this spot, and then even iPad Pro would crash. So then you can use other tools as well. For instance, there's an iPad application called Polycam, where the processing then is made in the cloud. So it's not you won't have to worry that your iPad is going to crash and all the data is lost. You can first scan the space and then produce this either a photogrammetric model or even Gaussian splat model or a point cloud that you can later on bring inside of SketchUp. And from the point cloud option, so in your license, you have a tool called Trimble Scan Essentials. It's very versatile, will allow you to insert different kinds of data, either the Gaussian splat model or the point cloud. Already in the first seminar I showed from GeoRiga, there's an option to see open data. You can see LiDAR data and download it for specific sections from Riga. So it's possible to download it as a NAS format file, point cloud, and later on I can just bring it inside this model. So I'm going to open up as a new project, choose. I have two separate sections downloaded. I'm going to choose them, save it as a project file. I'm going to connect this point cloud to this SketchUp model. All right, and there you have it. Now I see a lot more detail. It's not in the correct place at first, but I can just use the move tool and just change the style a bit. I put it in the approximate right place at least. All right, just move it a bit more. And if there's a need, it's easy to rotate it around as well. And change what's the opacity of the point cloud, or you can change how it looks as well with different shading types. For instance, in elevations, it's easier to see the elevation of objects. Go back. So from this, I could see I need to be needs to be rotated. Maybe the ortho photo is a bit wrong, but let's see. All right, that's a bit better. After that, you can either use it as context. You can make measurements from the point cloud. For instance, if I wanted to add some bushes here, some trees, some lampposts, I can easily see where they're at right now. Something you can't get simply from looking at the orthophoto, or you have to just go for different Google Street View images, right? After this, if I wanted to create this as a 3D model, then I could simply, I'm going to draw a face here. For the section I want to recreate as a 3D model, I'm going to group it. And there's an option to convert this selection as a ground mesh. Have to choose how detailed it's going to be. I'm going to leave it at 1 meter. I don't want to wait an hour for it to be ready. So already, I'm going to hide the point cloud and hide the initial plane. And I see a simple mesh model, the ground mesh. I'm going to smooth it out a bit to hide the necessary details, and I get something a lot closer to reality. Move it a bit down only. Something closer to reality than what you'll get from ad location service. Push it back. Why? Because if I turn on the elevated site from ad location, you can see it's bad. So a point cloud is going to help. Another thing I can do if it's a colored point cloud, or even for this one, I can project the point cloud to this generated terrain mesh, and I'll get a lot more information for it. I'm just going to project it. it's in low detail. What I can see now is the road, even some of the markings there. So with this kind of model, it's you don't need to use the point cloud all the time. I could send it to someone who even uses SketchUp web version, and you can just project these as images on the terrain or a facade as well. Another option which we have is we use the device called Xgrid Portal Cam and created a very high detailed Gaussian splat model. And as a very new feature, so new that you can't actually use it publicly yet, there was an option to use the Gaussian splatting plugin in SketchUp. But if you don't have it yet, I'm going to hide it for a moment. What you do have is the V-Ray license. So V-Ray, let me just see if it works properly. V-Ray already for a year now allows you to add Gaussian splats inside of SketchUp. They don't usually come inside in a proper size, but you simply have to scale them up. So just testing that V-Ray works for now. Okay, all is fine. I'm going to just change it to interactive modes with like this. And from the V-Ray objects toolbar, I'm going to choose import proxy. And I'm going to choose the point cloud file. You'll have access to this point cloud file as well. You can even bring it inside using Trimble Scan Essentials, but it's only going to show as points. You can make some measurements from. But if you use V-Ray or the Gaussian Splats plugins, then I'm going to bring it inside. It should be about here. I'm going to scale it up 100 times, I think. Should be correct. And I'm going to hide this face for now, or bring it lower to its proper location. Turn off the sight, maybe. And I'm going to start the interactive render and see if I see something more from the context. Okay, where did I lose it? Oh, maybe it's just too high right now. Let me see. Usually, you just have to move it around, rotate it to put it in the proper place. Let me back up a bit. All right, I already see something. The Gaussian splats look kind of weird, but using my 3D mouse, I'll try to zoom in. Where's the starting location? All right, somewhere here. All right. Now I'm at the right spot. So it's gonna, it gets a lot sharper in the end. So what this allows me to is even add my 3D model there and see this extra context that I scanned using the portal cam. And you're even able to light it as well using just simple Boolean lights, right? So that's from for everything from how to add different context, ranging from maps, 3D buildings, point clouds, photogrammetric data, and Gaussian splats. But what I wanted to show quickly then is kind of the next steps that you can do. Here I have the base model, and I would like to sketch some zones, some ideas first in a plan view. What I would suggest is to add uh, top view. I'm just turn off the perspective. So I have a nice top view. I'm able to see it because the axes of the model are aligned with the bridge. If they're in a different position, change them because then the top view changes as well. So I'm adding it as a new scene. I'm going to change it to top view and save the SketchUp model. And for sketching, what I would suggest is try out to use layout first. First thing I'm going to go is to section, file, uh, send to layout. It does take a bit of time for it to start usually. I won't use any prepared templates, simply an A3 landscape page. In layout, it's also possible to show the point cloud data that you import with Trimble Scan Essentials, but this time I'm going to say no. And here it is. I see my site. First thing, I wanted to put it on a layer SketchUp model. First, it's not in the best quality. I'm just gonna change in window document setup. So for viewports and images, I want to see the highest quality. All right. Then choosing the SketchUp model, I'm gonna look in SketchUp model section and choose the scale, closest one, 1 to 500. All right. That's the view I want, and I'm going to simply lock this layer right now so I wouldn't accidentally move it around. If I want to draw on top of this image, it's a bit too saturated. There's too much contrast there. Wouldn't be able to see any lines or dimensions, right? So I usually like to add this extra layer. I'm gonna just call it white. And on this layer, I'm gonna draw a simple transparent rectangle. And I'll be able to hide many of the necessary details for a moment. Okay, I'm gonna lock the layer, and after that, I would like to draw some extra extra lines on top to make this as a more interesting illustration. So one option is not using scale at all, or I could just make a new layer, simple lines. I'm gonna hide the white layer for a moment, draw with a simple stroke, and I'll be able to snap to the SketchUp model. And because I have it set up in layers, it's easy to um, leave this hierarchy of elements of solid filled colors, lines on top, then dimensions, where it's a bit more difficult to do that in say, AutoCAD. And also, if I wanted to sketch out correct size elements on top of here, then I'll add another layer for the scaled lines, and I'll use the scaled drawing section. I can make a new scale drawing, choose the scale 1 to 500, and I'll simply draw in a few rectangles. Or I'll start with a simple line right here. I'd like to uh, separate in 3 sections the whole bridge. I'm going to copy this line to the other side, press uh, copy it 2 times in the middle, and already I have some scale drawings that I can use lines as references. If I wanted to, say, add some dimensions here, I can add another layer, dimensions. I'll make the first one. Well, it's already in meters, but I can change the style a bit if needed. Say, I lose a bit of precision and make the text a bit more noticeable. From text style. Something like that. I can copy the style again. All right. And it's easy to add the dimensions to show how large the site is. If I try to add dimensions over here, I'm not seeing proper ones because I'm snapping to these simple lines. I could disable them. And now if I create a dimension, I'm snapping to the actual SketchUp model, and I see what's the size of it, the proper one, right? And the last step, for instance, if I want to draw in some shapes, some zones, just add separate layer. Use the shape style section to draw in, choose different color shapes with a transparent form. I'm just going to draw in over here. So I could make the lines look a bit more interesting as well as dashed ones. So it's very easy to draw on top of your SketchUp model, showing the initial concept zones. It's not going to go too much more detail. And also, if I need to add some showing the paths, I can simply use the line tool and draw on top. That's holding it down. All right, that's enough. I'll lose the fill, add some weight, change the style, and add a arrow to the end. Right? Very simple. And I could show it, for instance, in a white color. And if I then choose the style of this arrow, it's quite easy to add extra ones as well. And the last step, if you just need to add some images in the layout document, you can simply drag and drop them inside of the layout file, use it as a kind of a mood board, or add all the necessary references. And for instance, I'm just going to show what's the possible location of this item, right? And in the end, you can just save it out as a PDF file or as an image and present it to your teacher, right? That's the part from layout. So it's easier to start in 2D. Maybe it's easier for you to start in SketchUp itself. So just very few tips about sketching in 3D forms. A trick I usually use is, so over here, I have an idea to add some buildings, some trees, and I don't want a solid mass, just this outline. So what you can do is first create a separate layer. I call it outline. For the layer, you can choose the line style as a dashed line. And then if I create a solid form, I'll make a group out of it and add it to the layer, the tag called outline. That was it. All right. And instantly the lines look as dashed lines. I don't really need all the faces, so I can simply, one option is to make them transparent. The other one is just select everything. You deselect edges and delete all the faces. So right now it's as a darker dashed lines, but after that I can select these lines. And if I go through entity info, you'll be able to see what's the color of these edges. I'm gonna press here and choose a white color. And that's it. And for it to work, one suggestion is to check if under your styles you're using the edge style, that it's not all the same, but it's changes by material. Only then you're able to add these ghostly forms, sketch in some details without unnecessarily large models first in these more conceptual phases of design. And that's everything I wanted to show today. A bit over my time, I guess, but next time we'll continue with my presentation showing more 3D modeling techniques when you're ready a bit further, maybe in your finished your design concept, right? All right. Thank you. I'll leave the stage to Ingurds now.
I am switching on my presentation. And what I will show you, there will be some of my projects, but I will speak also a little bit about methodology of architectural designing. And maybe I will mention some things to what is good to pay attention in designing work, especially of public buildings and in public situations like the task in your competition. And I have prepared some insight in buildings and objects which are quite interesting because they are engineering buildings, not living houses, but some bridges, some towers, and some more objects which are sculptural and have, I would say, metaphorical meaning. Metaphorical, I mean symbolic meaning. They are not exactly technical, but with some added meaning or symbolic names. This one is office building near to the Riga city center, Ķīpsele. It's called Ostaskati. And this building complex is interesting because one of parts is called pear-shaped building, like pear. And this part of the building has been very interesting load-bearing structure from precast, not precast, but on-site cast reinforced concrete. It's view from a river. And this pear-shaped building you see is standing on such V-shaped legs, I would say. These legs are from concrete. And all the sculptural volume has outer exoskeleton, I would say. These not rectangular, not vertical, but a little bit not vertical columns, which are bearing all the loads of the building. Building in plan is absolutely round, this pear-shaped building. You see, and this house has interesting also blinds on one side. It's south side of the volume. And these blinds are covering office space from not wanted insulation in summer when it's too hot and so. And what is interesting for me is that is way how I am designing and shaping sculptural volumes. Yeah, they are not like usual buildings, but no. A little bit individual. This is the last view with the panorama of the city of Riga. Next one building, what will I show you is Tal Residence. Building has a name, and name is given according to Mihail Tal. Tal is in Latvia born world champion in chess, but in previous century, in years approximately 60s, 70s. It's 60 years ago. He was a champion of world, and this building, according to idea of, and this building has some symbolic meaning to chess as play, as game. And figures of chess, you see, these volumes, these in Latvian we are calling erkers, to push to out these parts of building, there are whiter and more black, more grayish, you see. And that is some play between chess figures, which are also one higher, another lower, another darker, and others white and black. And that was my concept, to implement these compositional principles in facade of building. And additionally, I have to say that building is standing in very important district of Riga. It's Art Nouveau district with old, very important buildings for Riga center. And for me, it was interesting to make connection between modern style and language of architecture and older buildings around our residence. And also in details, like doors and something in interior is around chess. You see this rectangular square sculptural panels and so on. And this is also a metaphor of chess, I would say. This is another building. If you see the building, you think this is two-story building. Yes. That is a residential building outside of Riga, Mežaparks, very rich, famous living district. And this building is interesting because this building is not 2 floors, it's 4 floors building. And in the middle, at the top, you see end of 4 floors high glass elevator shaft, fully glazed elevator shaft, which is going through all the building in height of 4 floors. And next view, this one, this. And in model, this building looked like this. You see in basement floor is swimming pool, then living rooms, then sleeping rooms, and at the top in the first floor, or English shared floor, there are premises for exercises, for sport, for for heavy lifting. This is a picture from model, and now you see that building is larger than 2 floors. This building has 1,000 square meters. It's a lot for residential building, and is divided with 2 staircases and 1 4 floors height lift. And here you see section from this building. Something like that you can get also from SketchUp layout, but no, exactly these drawings are not from SketchUp. These are from AutoCAD, but I will show at the end also some SketchUp drawings. This is one of my largest projects, South Bridge in Riga, and you see that these constructions are not exactly symmetrical. There are one right, one left, one right, one left, and that was my idea, not to make a bridge monotonous, but like a little bit interesting from one side to another side. Here you see some photos from construction process. And for this bridge, for me and for technical solutions, very important was as loads were communicated in these constructions, in these silos. These are vector diagrams. I can't explain in few and short words, but they are all considered by choosing design, by making design, always the physical meaning from constructions is very, very important in engineering objects. It's not play, it's real loads and real work, what is done by these construction elements. It's one from early sketches. You see the beginning of project was in 2002 and finished it was 2008. Night view and the final view on Riga panorama. So, but now I offer you another bridge. This second project will be a reconstruction of bridge. You see old historical bridge on the right side of screen. It's made also in reinforced concrete, but it's made 120 years ago. Very, very old project. And these constructions are standing also now, 120 years later, and they were reconstructed in small city of Latvia, in Saldus. And now this bridge, you see, there are no pedestrian sidewalks. There is no way to go for pedestrians, only for cars and horses and so. But now the bridge has added pedestrian sidewalks. And according to my design, also 2 canopies. What is quite unusual, uncommon in bridge designs. Personally, I don't know another such case in bridge architecture that a bridge has canopies, and under the canopies there are 2 small balconies, because this river in the city center of Saldus, this river is something like city channel in Riga. That means it's very good maintained and very good shaped city park on both sides of the bridge. And for me, it was important to give for bridge crossers, for pedestrians, to give possibility to observe this park, channel park, river park on both sides. And that's why I have chosen such design with balconies, with additional balconies. Following night view, you see sculptural qualities of this project. It's always important for me, and also important for the city to own such object as a landmark, maybe landmark in future. Maybe city Saldus can be recognized in Latvia according to this bridge and to this design. You see balcony and canopy more close, and all these all the safety barriers there are preserved 120 years old constructions. On both sides you see these barriers, concrete. Night view of balcony. And what I wanted to say, if you are designing object in public space, it's extra important to have good quality of details. Pay attention to the railings, glass railings for bridge. It's also unusual. They are not covering old structure at the left side of the picture, and also are not covering good sight to the city park on both sides of the bridge. If you are sitting under this canopy, you can freely observe all beauty around the bridge. And also small details like bench are specially made, designed for this project. And my suggestion to you, always think in all scales: hyperscale, historical scale, landscape, city planning scale, functional scale, technical scale, proportion scale, and small detail scale. You see also trash can in middle of the bench. Yeah, it's also important if you are sitting and eating something or drinking a can with soda. Yeah, you have somewhere to throw that. And as an architect, always have this challenge for me to think about all the scales and all the responsibilities of architect. It's nice to art photo. Okay, next one, building, contrasting, very simple, without fundament, with scrap piling. It's a pavilion in Riga, Jūrmala Kurort city at the beach. And pavilion has no glazing, only large openings with something like garage doors. It's closed only by night. Day is fully open. And the name or symbol of this building for me, and according to developer, was seagull. You see left and right wing, one larger, one shorter, because of raccource of view. And this is hypothetically seagull symbol. When is from distance you see at this building. Okay, and now some words about towers. This is communication tower, retranslation communication tower in the center of Riga. Has I would say sculptural balconies, but in the middle, the core of the tower is unified, typical retranslation tower, but for Riga, for center of Riga, better sculptural view and better silhouette and better design is made with these not regular balconies. View from above. Yeah, and when lightning is on, always in nights, it's a good looking engineering construction. This is another tower. It's Latvia board guard observation tower I forget this word, but board. A moment, I would say exactly. A border guard, border guard tower, observation tower. And one was made with metal structure and wooden cladding to be more countryside-like and more contextual, more in nature. But another one, this is the first one, another one was made completely of steel. And this is surveillance tower, observation tower, and has completely another style, another silhouette, another symbolic meaning. But they are built on Latvian eastern border, and now they are built 20 years ago. But now they are standing on the east border of European Union against Belarusia, against Russia, and as eastern border of Union. Yeah, on the last one, object is a little bit different. Do you see sculptural qualities? As I said, it was competition work in Dubai, and this is also residential building. Also approximately 810,000 square meters, large building. And this project, we were a team from 4 or 5 people. And this project was made absolutely 100% in SketchUp. We had SketchUp model for outside and also for inside. And you see the range of possibilities of SketchUp, that also sculptural curved volumes can be designed, and it's more interesting, like not to make rectangular buildings, but free fluent forms. And for me as architect, it's always important to have also physical model. And at the beginning, this model is made from styropor with hot wire technique, and scale is approximately 1:50 of this model. And that was for me important, but parallelly also SketchUp model was constructed, and you see the same object in SketchUp. These are outer views. Also inner views, very, very sketchy interior without textures, and so this picture is from beginning of work, but at the end it looked not bad. And for this building, for me, metaphorical meaning is big wave, like waves where the guys and girls are surfing. These waves are 6 till 12 meters high, and that was metaphor for me. And for me as architect, and what I am wishing to you or suggesting to you, don't forget freehand sketching. Here, freehand sketch is joined with SketchUp model. And freehand, in many, many cases, is much more quicker as any model in the world. And you see this blue structure is symbolical wave, and people are living inside the wave on the beach, on the coast of ocean in Dubai. This project don't won the competition, but the process was very interesting for all the participants in my team. And here you see the final form, how that was delivered to competition site. Okay, that's all what I wanted to tell today. Yeah, maybe some questions at the end, or maybe we can next week go ahead with our discussions. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Ingurds. Very nice presentation. So, well, a lot of bridges, yeah, that you have created through the experience. Yes, very nice. I'm glad that you could join and share a little bit about your works.
Yeah, thank you.
One question is overall in bridge design, infrastructure design, is it ever planned on what happens if the budget stops? If how you're going to conserve it, or is there a possibility to use it in a meanwhile it's stopped? Right?
One of possibilities is to arrange SketchUp competition about use in future. when budget is stopped and construction work is not going on, then only competition can solve the problem a little bit. Some brainstorm and competition.
Hopefully it helps.
Yeah. So, well, with Real Baltic in the Baltics, maybe we will have more locations like that are being stopped, and then we can continue with competitions all years along, basically. Okay, but no, maybe the project will be finally finished at some point. Okay, so thank you. Yes, thank you, Kārlis. Thank you, Ingurds. Few students are still on the webinar, yes, still watching on, so that's good that we didn't lost a lot. So yes, as I said, the recording, yes, I will upload it to the YouTube channel, and then all of the rest of the students can watch it once again on their convenient time. Yeah. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, it's already we are out of the time basically. So thank you, Ingurds. Thank you, Kārlis, for joining, for your knowledge and experience. And then yeah, let's training another one will be next week. Thanks.
See you next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.